let's start off. Today's topic is Allah, and what does Allah mean to me?
Everything from Allah, everyone from Father comes from Allah, mother comes from Allah, sister comes from Allah, brother comes from Allah, men come from Allah, women come from Allah, you come from Allah, and I come from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah, everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what is Kalima? This is Kalima. What is Kalima? This is Kalima. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'd like to welcome you to the second episode of Real Talk Cafe. Real Talk Cafe is what? It's a place where young people can share the thoughts and ideas about the crazy world in which we live in. And I want to welcome you to Real Talk Cafe. Alhamdulillah. Welcome everybody to Real Talk Cafe. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Real Talk Cafe is just an offshoot of a program that we did before. Actually, we did for the last 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
Right? Alhamdulillah, we're sharing and caring with each other about the thoughts and ideas of the young people around and the actions. I mean, we talked about everything, and inshallah, in Real Talk Cafe, we'll do the same thing. We have many topics that we'd like to share with you. And this is real. Although this is a recording, this is real. None of this is rehearsed. You know, I call up my young brothers. Let's start off. Today's topic is Allah. And what does Allah mean to me? What does Allah mean to me? This is our topic for today. But as we know, we're making, how should I say it? It's a part of our program. We want to talk about current events first. And what's the current event for today?
There's a situation that the world is facing today called pollution. Pollution.
Yes. And
one of the greatest pollutants that we have are plastics.
And the thing is, the two different movies, it was a white woman and an African American woman, where they both said Allah doesn't exist. Two different movies, two different situations, where they said Allah just doesn't exist, right? And so, remember, this is what people are watching and people are learning from. So now,
in subconscious,
in the subconscious mind, saying that Allah doesn't exist. Now, the biggest lie that the shaitan has pulled over the people's eyes is to say that he doesn't exist, right? Because now, if everybody says the devil doesn't exist, then evil doesn't exist, and everything is just okay, and everything's not okay. So the thing is that we want to go back to what? The first commandment in the Bible for our Christian viewers. The first commandment is what? Do you remember what the first commandment is?
There's only one God.
I can't hear you. Wait, what?
There's only one God.
There's only one God. I wanted the viewers to tell me. Yes.
Forgive me.
I am the Lord thy God, and thou shalt know the gods before me. Thou shalt have no graven images of me, that of the lights of the heaven or the sea below, for I am a jealous God.
Oh, but that's the Old Testament.
That's the Old Testament.
Okay, the New Testament, all right, is when Jesus came, and according to Christians today, that threw the Old Testament out the window.
So I mean, the old Ten Commandments. Mm-hmm.
Who claim that they claim that God doesn't exist. Who claim that, well, this world or this whole thing is just probability, a chance. My question to them is, then, if this was a chance, then how is it possible, for example, who controls the sun? Who controls the moon? Who controls the galaxy? there has to be something there has to be someone that controls that. I mean, because my question would be, okay, let's say this building over here. Can you say it just happened like that? I don't know why. For example, I mean, especially with people who believe in evolution theory. I actually wanted to talk about this for a long time. Evolution theory, where they say, well, it's all about
we evolve so
much. And you know, this is one thing I really get upset and really angry about when they say that, well, we all came from monkeys.
And then it loads it again. It traverses all its paths, and there is not a single crew member, and there is not a sailor. And the Jew is astonished, like, what are you talking about? How can this ship exist in the first place? And he says, and why are you saying that? He says, there has to be a sailor to take it someplace. He says, you cannot imagine a ship without a sailor and a crew. You expect that...
I mean, come on, they are brothers. I mean, they are humans. I have to reform them.
Brothers in humanity. Okay, brothers in humanity.
Not
no
Muslim brothers.
Brothers in humanity.
Brothers in humanity. I mean, it's my responsibility. I have to argue with them. I have to guide them as much as I can.
Okay.
Anyhow, so I happened to stumble upon a few writings. In fact, a very close friend of mine, recently when he went to the US, after living his life in Saudi Arabia, he turned into an atheist as soon as he, got the chance. I'm coming to it.
Oh, okay.
You know, one argument these new atheists are using is, and I guess it reflects upon us collectively as an ummah, or all those people who call themselves faithful or the people of the book, they claim that all people who follow religion are violent. They're fighting amongst each other. They keep finding excuses in their textures, in their scriptures, in their laws, to kill each other, to annihilate each other. And they do have some valid point. I mean, again, it's not a reflection upon the religion itself, it's a reflection upon the people who follow it. Right, that's one thing. Then I also happened to study some philosophy questions. That one classic philosophy conundrum is that if God...
Obviously the answer is to build a house. So can this house build itself with windows and plumbing and electricity? No, it needs someone to build it. So, I mean, there is a God that made all this universe.
Make it all happen. Yes.
So, since we're focusing also on what does Allah mean to us, let us also look into the references.
And it's always like, because in English it's different, we don't have small letters and capital letters. Yeah. Like, I was watching one of Sheikh Ahmed Dedat's debate. I love that guy, alhamdulillah. And he asked some priest there, and he's like, I'll ask you one question, that's it. And if you give me a good reason, I'll become Christian now. He's like, give me one.
About the subject, for example. All right. Well, but all I know that
you believe.
We believe, but the feeling of believing is something else that other people or atheists will not feel. Probably they feel something. Okay, feel something in their souls that tells them that this is the truth. This is what I believe in. And they go positive with it, and then they just continue what they're doing with their religion. But for us, I just feel like Islam and praying to Allah
it produces results.
It's just results,
It does. Alhamdulillah. And I think the magical thing about Islam, it makes me know that Allah is real, is that the Quran. We can read it over and over and over again and never get belief in one. That's true peace. The belief in one. That's right, we got to use this head. That's what it's there for. Are we live, y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Father comes from Allah, mother comes from Allah, sister comes from Allah, brother comes from Allah, men come from Allah, women come from Allah, you come from Allah, and I come from Allah. Everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah, everything's from Allah, everyone's from Allah. So what